Over 9 billion pickles are eaten every year in the United States, an amount that equals about 9 kilograms per person. To meet this huge demand, large harvesters collect millions of fresh cucumbers every season. But how exactly are pickles made? Today, we visit a modern pickle processing factory to see how fresh cucumbers are transformed into the crunchy, flavorful pickles people love. California, especially the Central Valley, is one of the top cucumber growing areas in the country. The warm summers and mild winters create perfect conditions for growing this crop. The process begins in the field when cucumbers reach the ideal size of 5 to 10 centimeters. Farmers prepare a large harvesting machine designed to pick huge amounts quickly while protecting the fruit from damage. Before starting full harvest, the operator tests the machine on a small section of the field. They adjust the speed, shaking strength, and picking height so only ripe cucumbers are taken. Once everything is set, the machine lines up with the crop rows. Guided by automatic systems, it moves with high precision through the field. Sharp blades cut the roots, feeding the plants onto a moving belt. Inside the machine, metal rods shake the plants gently, freeing the cucumbers without crushing them. The fruit falls onto a conveyor belt designed to handle them softly. The machine separates heavy fruit from leaves and stems, which are pushed out the back as waste. As the cucumbers travel along the belt, rollers remove any remaining debris. The operator watches screens showing the machine's performance, making sure nothing is clogged and fruit quality stays consistent. Clean cucumbers are then collected in a large storage bin. Sensors check the fill level, warning the operator when the bin is full. When it's time to empty the machine, it moves to a transport truck waiting at the edge of the field. A hydraulic arm transfers the load smoothly into the truck without crushing the fruit. Then the truck heads straight to the pickle plant. When trucks arrive at the factory, they are weighed to record the net load. The cucumbers are then unloaded into large receiving hoppers. Workers perform a quick visual check to remove any damaged or spoiled pieces. Next, the cucumbers move into an automatic washing system that uses high-pressure water and rotating brushes to remove soil and plant leftovers. After washing, they travel along belts where workers remove pieces that do not meet quality standards. Then the cucumbers pass through size graders, machines that separate them by diameter using adjustable rollers. Once sorted, they are ready for the first major step, brining. Large tanks are filled with a mixture of vinegar, water, salt, and spices to make the pickle solution. A hopper sends fresh cucumbers into giant fermentation tanks filled with salty water. This natural brine prevents the fruit from spoiling. The cucumbers stay inside the tanks for several months at a controlled temperature. During this time, natural fermentation produces lactic acid, which adds flavor and helps preserve the pickles. After 3 months in brine, the cucumbers have transformed into pickles, but they carry a very high amount of salt, up to 4 times more than seawater. To fix this, the pickles go through a warm water bath that removes excess salt. The water inside the tanks is replaced several times over 24 hours until the pickles reach a safe and tasty salt level of about 2%. Turmeric powder is added during processing to give them their classic yellowish color without changing the flavor. Once the salt level is correct, workers remove pickles that are misshapen or stained. The remaining pickles are ready for slicing. A specialized cutting machine aligns whole pickles and uses wavy blades to make the familiar ridge slices. These blades can be adjusted to change slice thickness and wave depth. The cut slices fall onto belts that move them to the next step. Nearby, another machine prepares empty jars. When the jars move along the conveyor, the slices are placed inside automatically, with workers making small adjustments when needed. The pickle liquid, a hot mix of brine and vinegar, is then poured into each jar to cover the slices completely. Next, high-speed sealing machines close every jar tightly. Before the lid is placed, a quick burst of steam is sprayed inside each jar. The sudden change in temperature creates a vacuum when the lid is sealed, which is why you hear a popping sound the first time you open a jar. After sealing, jars pass under sensors that detect trapped air bubbles. Any faulty jar is removed by a robotic arm. Approved jars move into pasteurization tunnels, where they are heated to above 100 degrees Celsius. This process kills harmful microorganisms and ensures the product stays safe for long-term storage. Right after pasteurization, jars are quickly cooled in water tunnels to protect the pickle's crunchy texture. Once cooled, the jars go to labeling lines. Automatic machines apply labels with product information, such as brand name, ingredients, net weight, and expiration date. Packed jars are placed into boxes or trays and moved to climate-controlled storage rooms where they wait for distribution. The final processed pickles stay fresh and crisp for up to 2 years. From crop to jar, the entire system is a mix of agriculture, engineering, food science, and strict quality control, all to make the pickles people enjoy every day. This ice cream factory runs with incredible speed and precision. The production line is fully automated, making large quantities of ice cream in a short time. First, the liquid mix is cooled and blended until it reaches the right texture. Then, it moves into freezing machines that churn it quickly, giving the ice cream its smooth and creamy feel. Once ready, the ice cream flows into high-speed filling machines. These machines can fill cups, tubs, or cones in just seconds, keeping the process continuous. After filling, lids are placed on top, and each container is sealed tightly to stay fresh. The products then travel through a fast-moving conveyor into a freezing tunnel, where the temperature drops instantly to lock in the quality. Finally, advanced robots pack the finished ice cream into boxes, ready to be shipped to stores all over the region. The process of making KitKat chocolate bars is a meticulous process that combines art, science, and advanced technology. It begins with the careful selection of high-quality ingredients, including cocoa beans, milk, sugar, and flavorings, which are rigorously tested to meet strict quality standards. The cocoa beans are roasted, ground, and mixed with milk and sugar to create a smooth chocolate paste, forming the base of KitKat's iconic taste. In the mixing and molding stage, the chocolate and wafer layers are combined using specialized machinery to achieve the perfect balance and texture. The bars are then shaped, cut, and cooled in temperature-controlled chambers to ensure consistency. After cooling, the bars are wrapped in sustainable packaging designed to preserve freshness. Quality control measures, including visual inspections and advanced tools like X-rays, ensure every KitKat bar meets exacting standards. This dedication to precision and quality has made KitKat a globally beloved chocolate treat. These advanced machines process hundreds of eggs per minute, expertly separating the yolks from the whites with precision. The production of beef patties in a factory involves careful processes and strict quality control to deliver a consistent and delicious product to consumers. The process often begins with selecting high-quality cuts of beef, usually a combination of lean and fatty meat, to achieve the desired fat content in the final product. The meat is then ground using industrial meat grinders to create a coarse mixture. After the beef is ground, it is then shaped into patties using specialized patty-forming machines, which can produce patties of uniform size and shape to ensure consistency in cooking. These machines can form hundreds of patties per minute, increasing efficiency in production. After forming, the patties may undergo a process called tempering, where they are chilled to a specific temperature to improve their shape retention and prevent them from falling apart during further processing. Once tempered, the beef patties are packaged for distribution to retail outlets or food service establishments, where they may be further processed or cooked before being served to consumers. Stringent quality control measures are in place throughout the entire production process to ensure that the beef patties meet safety standards and maintain their quality. Each year, the global cookie industry generates over $30 billion annually, with Americans alone consuming more than 2 billion cookies annually. But have you ever asked how these beloved treats are made in factory? Chocolate chip cookies are typically produced in factories in large quantities through an automated process. The journey begins in the ingredient preparation room, where experts ensure that all components are ready to create the perfect dough. Key ingredients, such as sugar, oils, and flour, are stored in massive silos outside the factory. Maintaining proper inventory rotation and optimal storage conditions, including controlled temperature and humidity. Careful preparation of these ingredients is vital to ensuring the quality of the cookies throughout the manufacturing process. Once the ingredients are prepared, the dough is mixed using high-capacity industrial-grade mixers designed for large-scale production. The industrial mixer is specifically designed to blend large quantities of ingredients evenly and efficiently. The dry ingredients, such as flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder, are added to the mixer. Depending on the mixer's design, these ingredients may be added gradually or all at once. Once the ingredients are in the mixer, starts its operation. After the dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed, the liquid ingredients, such as butter, eggs, and vanilla extract, are gradually added to the mixture. Adding these liquids slowly ensures even distribution and prevents the dough from becoming overly thick. The mixer continues to operate, incorporating the liquid ingredients seamlessly into the dough. Once the dough is prepared, the chocolate chips are readied for incorporation. These small pieces of chocolate are essential for adding both flavor and texture to the cookies. The chocolate chips are carefully measured, with the quantity varying based on the specific recipe and the manufacturer's preferences. Once measured, the chips are added to the dough, ensuring they are evenly distributed throughout. This step ensures every cookie is packed with the perfect amount of chocolatey goodness, contributing to the iconic taste and texture of chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chips are gently mixed into the dough to ensure even distribution while avoiding any breakage. At this stage, the production line transitions to cookie formation. The machinery is inspected and adjusted to meet the required specifications for the desired size and shape of the chocolate chip cookies. This machine deposits precise portions of dough onto baking trays, shaping them into uniform round cookies. The forming process is finely tuned to ensure consistency in the size and thickness of each cookie. The amount of dough deposited is carefully controlled, and adequate spacing between portions is maintained to prevent sticking during baking and to allow for even expansion. Throughout the formation stage, visual inspections are conducted to identify any defects or irregularities in the cookie's shape or appearance. Any cookie that does not meet the established quality standards can be removed or adjusted manually before proceeding to the next step in the production process. Before baking, the industrial oven is preheated to the appropriate temperature, which typically ranges between 175 degrees Celsius and 190 degrees Celsius, depending on the recipe and manufacturer's specifications. The baking time generally falls between 10 and 15 minutes. During baking, the cookie dough expands while the chocolate chips melt slightly. As the cookies bake, they flatten and approximately double in diameter. Consistent monitoring of time and temperature is crucial to ensure the cookies bake evenly and do not burn. Once the cookies are fully baked, they are removed from the oven and allowed to cool on the trays for a few minutes. This cooling period helps the cookies set and prepares them for the next steps in the production process. After cooling briefly on trays, the cookies are transferred to cooling racks, where they are left to cool completely. Proper cooling ensures that the cookies harden, preserving their signature crispy exterior and soft interior. This process takes 10 to 15 minutes, allows the cookies to become firmer and develop their characteristic texture. The exact cooling time may vary depending on the size and thickness of the cookies. Before packaging, a visual inspection is conducted to assess the cookie's appearance and quality. Inspectors check for any irregularities or defects in shape, color, or texture. Cookies that fail to meet the established quality standards are discarded or repurposed. Once the quality inspection is complete, the cookies move to the packaging stage. Factories use automated packaging machines to ensure efficiency and consistency. Depending on the product and brand specifications, the cookies may be individually wrapped in plastic bags or packaged in boxes. During this process, labels or barcodes are applied to the packaging, providing important details such as the production date, expiration date, and ingredient list. From there, they are distributed to retailers, supermarkets, or distributors ready to reach consumers and bring joy to chocolate chip cookie lovers worldwide. Doughnut production in factories is a streamlined process designed to produce large quantities efficiently while maintaining quality. The process begins with the preparation of the dough, which involves mixing precise quantities of flour, sugar, yeast, eggs, and other ingredients in industrial mixers. The dough is kneaded to achieve the desired elasticity and then left to rest and rise, allowing the yeast to activate. Once the dough is ready, it is transferred to a cutting machine, which shapes it into the classic donut rings or other desired forms such as filled donuts. The shaped dough is placed on trays or conveyor belts and allowed to proof in a controlled environment where it rises further to achieve the light, airy texture characteristic of donuts. The proofed donuts are then fried in large industrial fryers, filled with oil maintained at the perfect temperature. The donuts are cooked evenly on both sides, resulting in a golden brown exterior and soft interior. After frying, they are cooled and moved to the decoration stage. Depending on the type of donut, they may be coated with glazes, dipped in chocolate, dusted with powdered sugar, or filled with cream or jelly. Finally, the donuts are packaged for distribution, ready to delight customers. Now, let's take a closer look at this pre-packaged sandwiches factory, using a streamlined process to ensure they are fresh, safe, and ready to eat. It all begins with sourcing fresh ingredients like bread, meats, cheeses, vegetables, and condiments. These ingredients are delivered to the factory and stored in temperature-controlled areas to maintain their quality. First, the bread is sliced and placed on assembly lines. Then, spreads like butter or mayonnaise are applied evenly using automated machines. Next, layers of fillings, such as meats, cheeses, or vegetables, are added according to the recipe. Another slice of bread is placed on top to complete the sandwich. The sandwiches are then cut, if needed, and packaged in plastic or cardboard containers. They are sealed to keep them fresh and labeled with details like ingredients and expiration dates. Finally, the packaged sandwiches undergo quality checks before being distributed to stores for customers to enjoy. Toast bread, also known as sliced bread, is made in factories using a simple and efficient process. It starts with mixing ingredients like flour, water, yeast, sugar, and salt to create dough. The dough is kneaded by machines until it becomes smooth and elastic. It is then left to rise, allowing the yeast to make the dough light and fluffy. After rising, the dough is shaped into loaves and baked in large ovens. Once baked, the loaves are cooled and then sliced into even pieces by sharp automated blades. This ensures each slice is uniform and ready for toasting. The sliced bread is then packaged. It is usually placed into plastic bags which are sealed to keep the bread fresh. Some factories also add twist ties or clips to the bags for easy opening and closing. Labels with information like the brand, ingredients, and expiration date are added before the bread is boxed and sent to stores. Toast bread is a staple in many homes, perfect for breakfast, sandwiches, or snacks. In this factory, homemade-style pizzas are made for supermarkets without changing any ingredients. The goal is to keep the same taste and quality as a pizza made at home. Fresh ingredients like dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and toppings are used. The machines mix and knead the dough, just like in a home kitchen. Then, the dough is shaped into pizza bases. A layer of rich tomato sauce is spread evenly, followed by fresh cheese and a variety of toppings like pepperoni, mushrooms, and vegetables. The pizzas are baked in special ovens that give them a homemade texture and taste. Once cooled, they are carefully packed and sent to supermarkets. Customers can then buy them and bake them at home for a fresh and delicious meal. Over 2 million tons of honey are produced around the world every year. That's the result of billions of bees working together across millions of hectares of land. But how does something as simple as flower nectar become the golden, sweet liquid we find in jars? It all begins in the fields. Worker bees leave the hive every day to collect nectar, the sweet liquid produced by flowers to attract pollinators. This nectar varies in taste, color, and texture depending on the type of flower. Bees use a long, tube-like tongue called a proboscis to suck the nectar from flowers. Once collected, the nectar is stored in a special part of the bee's body called the honey stomach, different from its regular stomach. The honey stomach holds the nectar until the bee returns to the hive. Back at the hive, the bee passes the nectar to another worker bee, which places it into the wax cells of the hive's honeycomb. It's in these hexagonal cells that the process of turning nectar into honey begins. Bees work together in an amazing way to turn nectar into honey. Inside the hive, they move the nectar between cells and expose it to the air. This helps most of the water in the nectar to evaporate. While doing this, bees add special enzymes, like invertase, that break down complex sugars, like sucrose, into simpler ones like glucose and fructose. This not only makes honey easier to digest, but also helps it last longer. As the nectar thickens and the sugar levels rise, the bees keep working until the honey reaches the right moisture level. When it's ready, they seal the honeycomb cells with a thin layer of wax. This keeps the honey fresh and stops it from fermenting. Once the honey is mature and has the right texture, beekeepers start the harvesting process. This step must be done very carefully to avoid harming the bees or damaging the hive. Honeycombs, the wax structures where honey is stored, are removed using special tools. Beekeepers handle them gently to protect the hive and the bee's environment. After being removed, the honeycombs are taken to processing centers. There, the honey is extracted and prepared for packaging. This process is important not just for ensuring good quality honey, but also for treating the bees with care and preserving their health. A single hive can produce between 15 and 30 kilograms of honey per year, depending on things like the type of flowers nearby, the weather, and the overall health of the bees. In many honey-producing countries, the number of beehives is a major factor in total production. For example, the United States has over 2.6 million beehives, while China has more than 10 million. The number of hives needed depends on how much land is farmed, the species of bees, and local climate conditions, since honey changes based on the flowers and the region it's made in. The next step in honey production is uncapping, which involves removing the wax layer that bees use to seal and protect the honey inside the comb. This wax cap, called the operculum, is carefully cut away using a special knife or a machine. This step must be done with precision to avoid damaging the honey or the wax. The wax that's removed isn't wasted. It's valuable and can be reused many times. It's often melted down and used to make other products like candles, lip balms, and skin creams, adding extra value to the beekeeping process. After uncapping, the honeycombs go through extraction. This is usually done using a machine that spins the combs at high speed. The spinning creates centrifugal force which pulls the honey out of the cells. The honey then collects in a large container. At this stage, it still contains tiny bits of wax, dust, pollen, and other small impurities. To make sure the honey is clean and ready to eat, it goes through filtering. It's passed through fine mesh or stainless steel screens that remove all the small particles without affecting the natural benefits of the honey. In some cases, honey is also pasteurized, which means it's gently heated to kill off any bacteria or yeast. This helps extend its shelf life and ensure safety. However, pasteurization can also destroy some of the natural enzymes found in raw honey, so not all honey is pasteurized, especially if it's being marketed for its raw natural properties. Once the honey is clean and ready, it's poured into jars or bottles of various sizes depending on how it will be sold. During packaging, care is taken to keep the honey from being exposed to air or outside contaminants. The containers are tightly sealed to prevent oxidation and to keep out air or microbes that could affect the honey's quality. At this stage in honey production, a filling line carefully pours the right amount of honey into containers. These containers, made of glass, plastic, or heat-resistant pouches, are moved along a conveyor belt to the sealing station. Sealing is done with great care because any mistake here could affect the honey's quality. Next comes quality control, an essential step before the honey reaches consumers. Several tests are performed to check key factors like moisture content, since too much moisture can cause fermentation. Acidity is also measured to assess freshness and overall balance. Other qualities, such as flavor, texture, and appearance, are examined to make sure the honey meets high standards. These tests also ensure that the honey is safe to eat and follows all health and food safety regulations. This includes checking that it's free from pesticide residues and other contaminants. Once the honey passes all checks, it's ready to be distributed to supermarkets, local stores, and markets. People enjoy honey in many ways, and its taste, color, and texture often depend on the type of flowers the bees visited. Take a look at these incredible machines in action, perfectly shaping different types of mooncakes. In this production line, everything depends on precise timing and patterns to achieve that flawless form. It's truly mesmerizing to watch each mooncake take shape with such perfection. In this factory, stick-shaped cookies go through a detailed process to become a delicious treat with chocolate and peanuts. The process begins with pre-baked cookie sticks, moved along a conveyor belt to the dipping station, where machines coat one end with melted chocolate. Next, peanut ranches are added on top of the chocolate coating, giving the cookies a crunchy texture and extra flavor. After the peanuts are added, the cookies are dipped in chocolate again to cover the peanut ranches. This double coating helps keep the peanuts in place and gives the cookies a smooth finish. The cookies are then moved to a cooling station where they are left to cool down, allowing the chocolate to harden. Once cooled, the cookies go through a quality check. If they pass, they are sent to the packaging stage. The cookies are wrapped in plastic or placed in boxes, labeled and then packed into cartons to be sent to stores for customers to enjoy. The journey of canned peaches begins in the orchard, where peaches are carefully hand-picked at the peak of ripeness. The timing is crucial to ensure that only the sweetest, juiciest peaches make their way into the canning process. Once harvested, the peaches are immediately transported to the factory to maintain freshness and prevent spoilage. Upon arrival at the factory, the peaches are thoroughly washed to remove any dirt or pesticides. The cleaning process involves a series of water jets and soft brushes, ensuring that every peach is spotless. After cleaning, the peaches are sorted by size and quality. Only the best peaches free from bruises or blemishes continue on to the canning process. Next, the peaches are peeled. In most factories, this is done using a combination of hot water or steam, which loosens the skin for easy removal without damaging the fruit. Once peeled, the peaches are pitted. After pitting, the peaches are sliced or halved. The pieces are carefully measured to ensure uniformity in each can. Meanwhile, a sweet syrup made from sugar and water is prepared. This syrup helps preserve the peaches and enhances their natural sweetness during storage. Now it's time to fill the cans. The peach slices are placed into the cans and the syrup is poured in until each can is filled to the perfect level. The cans are then sealed tightly, with lids ensuring that no air can enter and spoil the peaches. To make sure the peaches are safe to eat for months or even years, the sealed cans are heated in large pressure cookers. This process, called sterilization, kills any bacteria or microorganisms that could cause spoilage. The cans are heated to a precise temperature and pressure for a set amount of time, preserving the peaches without the need for any artificial preservatives. After sterilization, the cans are cooled down and sent to the labeling area. Each can is carefully labeled with information about the product, such as its weight and the type of syrup used. Finally, the labeled cans are packed into boxes and prepared for distribution. These cans will soon be on their way to grocery stores, ready for customers to enjoy. Lipton has been at the forefront of tea production for over a century. The process of making Lipton tea bags starts with carefully selected tea leaves, harvested from tea estates around the world, including India, Kenya, and Sri Lanka. The leaves are hand-picked at their peak for optimal flavor. Once the tea leaves are picked, they are transported to the factory where they undergo a precise drying process. The leaves are withered, rolled, oxidized, and dried to lock in their flavor. This process transforms the fresh tea leaves into the black, green, or herbal teas we know, with each variety processed differently to achieve unique flavors. Once dried, the tea is blended according to Lipton's carefully crafted recipes. Expert tea tasters ensure that each blend meets the brand's high standards for flavor and consistency. The tea is then placed into bags made of heat-sealed, biodegradable materials. Each tea bag contains just the right amount of tea for a perfect brew. After bagging, the tea bags are packed into Lipton's iconic yellow boxes. Throughout the process, rigorous quality control checks are carried out to ensure each tea bag delivers a consistent, flavorful cup of tea. Over 4 million bags of Cheetos are made every single day. To meet this huge demand, special machines create about 250,000 Cheetos every hour. From harvesting corn in the fields to coating each piece with its famous orange seasoning, the journey of a Cheetos is a fascinating mix of science, precision, and flavor. Today, we're taking you inside the factory to see exactly how Cheetos are created on a massive scale. Cheetos were created in 1948 by Charles Doughnut, who discovered that extruding and frying cornmeal made a crunchy snack. Their mix of salt, cheese, and flavors quickly turned them into a popular success. Today, Frito-Lay produces more than 1 billion bags every year. But to make this enormous quantity, the company needs an incredible amount of corn. The process starts with harvesting yellow corn, chosen for its crisp texture. Machines cut the stalks, separate the cobs, and remove the husks and waste. Rotating cylinders strip the kernels, which are then cleaned by fans and stored. Once full, the harvester transfers the kernels to trucks that deliver them to the factory. At the factory, the corn is ground into fine cornmeal, a smooth powder with a high starch content. This is crucial for giving Cheetos their special crunch. The cornmeal is sifted to remove any lumps or large particles, ensuring it is uniform and ready for extrusion. In the massive Frito-Lay factory in Indiana, production is so large that the company stores its cornmeal in huge silos. Each silo holds up to 100 tons, enough to make about 2.5 million bags of Cheetos. A team of 250 workers keeps operations running smoothly every day to supply consumers across the United States and beyond. The cornmeal is moved to the production floor through a vacuum system similar to a giant industrial vacuum cleaner. When production is running at full speed, the factory consumes about 24 tons of cornmeal per shift, the equivalent of 3 truckloads every single day. To start cooking, the cornmeal is mixed with water to form a moist but firm dough. Precision is critical here. Too much water makes the dough sticky, while too little makes it brittle. Powerful mixing machines ensure the dough is perfectly uniform. This step determines whether the final Cheetos will be light and crunchy. The dough is then pushed into an extruder, one of the most secret and important machines in the process. The extruder works with extreme heat and pressure, similar to a giant blender, and it is responsible for giving Cheetos their unique shape. Inside, the dough reaches temperatures of more than 180 degrees Celsius, while under very high pressure. The water inside remains liquid because of the pressure, storing thermal energy. When the dough exits the extruder through a small nozzle, the sudden drop in pressure makes the trapped water instantly turn into steam. This causes the dough to expand explosively, puffing up into the airy structure that defines every Cheeto. This scientific process is called flash expansion. Immediately after, fast rotating blades cut the dough into small pieces, keeping them uniform in size. At this point, the Cheetos are still pale and flavorless. They are transported to a drying system where extra moisture is removed. Then they move on conveyor belts into giant fryers filled with hot oil at more than 300 degrees Celsius. The pieces are fried for just a few seconds, sealing in their crunchy texture and giving them a golden color. Some varieties are baked instead of fried, resulting in a lighter but still crispy product. Next comes the most famous stage, flavoring. Every year, Frito-Lay uses more than 5,000 tons of cheddar cheese for Cheetos. This cheese is combined with salt, oil, and spices to create the signature seasoning. The fried corn puffs are placed into a huge rotating drum where they are coated with this cheese powder. The drum ensures each piece is covered evenly, giving Cheetos their bright orange color and addictive taste. The orange powder is part of the Cheetos experience. It sticks to your fingers, extending the enjoyment even after the last bite. For many fans, licking the cheesy dust is part of the fun. Once flavored, the Cheetos pass through a cooling system to make sure they keep their texture during packaging. High-tech sensors and cameras check the size, shape, and color of each piece. Samples are tested for salt, oil, and moisture levels. Only after passing these tests can they move on to packaging. On the packaging line, gates release the exact amount of Cheetos into weighing machines to prepare the right portion for each bag. Ultra-fast packing machines fill and seal about 100 bags per minute. Each bag is heat-sealed airtight to keep the snacks fresh and crunchy. The bags are then placed into cardboard boxes, which are stacked on pallets by robots. Each pallet contains dozens of boxes, and a fully loaded truck can be filled in just 8 minutes. The Indiana plant alone has 8 production lines, each capable of producing around 28 tons of Cheetos per day. Every day, about 55 trucks leave the factory loaded with pallets of snacks, ready to be shipped to stores worldwide. From a sweet mixture to those familiar treats, the process starts with a candy base typically made from starch molasses or invert sugar syrup. This base gives the candy its sweetness and structure. To this base, other ingredients are added, including water, sugar, coloring, and flavoring. Each component is carefully measured to ensure consistent taste and texture. Once all ingredients are combined, the mixture is heated and brought to a boil. This boiling step is crucial as it thickens the mixture to the ideal consistency for hard candy. The mixture must reach a specific concentration to give the candy its signature hardness. This part of the process requires precise temperature control, and factory machinery carefully monitors the heat to avoid overcooking or burning. After boiling, the hot candy mixture is carefully cooled to around 85 degrees Celsius. Cooling at this temperature makes the candy soft enough to be shaped, but firm enough to hold together. Some factories use molds to give the candy its specific form, while others cut it into the desired shape as it passes through rollers. Once shaped, the candies need to cool down completely. They are gradually brought to room temperature to prevent any cracking or stickiness. This cooling process is key to setting the candy's final hardness, ensuring it's ready for packaging and long-lasting shelf life. The cooled candies move to the packaging station where they're wrapped individually or in batches. Automated systems quickly wrap each piece, sealing in freshness and keeping them hygienic. Once packaged, the candies are boxed up and sent to warehouses ready to be distributed to stores nationwide.